What is going on, YouTubers? Back to you with another video. I made a little purchase a couple days ago, ordered something online. It came today. I just recently upgraded to the Motorguide XI5 trolling motor, and it does not come with a handle to be able to pull it out of the water. I'm a bass fisherman. I'm moving from spot to spot, moving to a bunch of spots throughout the day, and it's a lot of taking the trolling motor out of the water and putting it back in the water. Well, I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more useful for me when I'm on the water and I'm wanting to move from spot to spot. And I ordered the handle for it, and it finally came in today. Ordered it from Amazon, I think, with shipping, and ended up being right around 50 bucks. So that wasn't bad at all. It'll be well used, and I'm gonna kind of give a little short video on installing it and kind of how it's gonna work, with it being a motor assist trolling motor and not a cable drive trolling motor. Alright, let's go ahead and see what actually comes in the box. Box right there. Don't need that. And this one is going to be for a motor driven trolling motor. I used to have a Fortrex 80-pound thrust, and I wanted to upgrade, get a little bit more features out of my trolling motor. And this one actually comes with the bracket to be able to mount it to a motor driven trolling motor, not a cable driven trolling motor. So hopefully it's a pretty easy install, and let's get started. Kind of just doing a quick run through on kind of the installation of it, really. You see step 6, you're looking at the Motorguide XI5, and it comes with different gasket spacers for the actual shaft of the trolling motor, to where it's not gonna rip up the shaft on taking it in and out of the water all the time. But we'll go ahead and start getting it installed onto the trolling motor itself. Actually, looking at the handle itself, it came with 2 little washers there, 2 little small washers, and that's what you put in to be able to pull it up to where it's not going to come out of the hole on the bracket. And then this piece will actually go inside of there, kind of a spacer, and then I have to use one of the other adapter spacers it gave me to where I can go and get it on the actual shaft of the trolling motor to be able to mount it on there to where it won't just be sliding up and down all the time. But it doesn't. Okay, I see the bolts now. It did come with the bolts. I didn't think it did at first, but it came with the 4 bolts that were needed to actually mount the trolling motor on there, or not the trolling motor, but the handle. But G-Force is definitely the best trolling motor handle I've ever used. Haven't had any issues with it, and it always holds up. But that's definitely the brand that I'm going to stick with. Sorry for the wind noise. I didn't think it was supposed to be this windy today, but it turned out to be windy. And this is the way that I want my trolling motor to kind of lay on there every time, so that's why I'm putting it this way instead of facing it the other way. But I'll go ahead and put that there like that, and then I'll take the top piece and put it on. And this one did come with 2 Allen wrenches to be able to tighten down the actual handle itself, but the little Allen screws that it came with to mount the handle on, it didn't come with an Allen wrench big enough, so I'm gonna have to go look and try to find one that's just a tad bit bigger to be able to fit on the screw to where I can mount it on there. Alright, so now I'm going to try one of the smaller spacers. Let's see if it gets a little bit snugger fit on it. Got that one. And I'll do this small one. Just seeing if I can get it to come a little nicer together, because the other spacers, it didn't really want to fit on there too well. This way is going to be a much better fit than the bigger spacers that I had on there. Went ahead and put one screw on the other side, and then put one screw on this side, and I'm going to see if I can get it to kind of snug together a little bit better than go ahead and put both the screws in on this side, because it seems like there's going to be a little bit more gap on this side than there will be on the other side. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is to where the cord itself will be on the back side, to where it'll make it easier to pull it up out of the water every time. The one on the cable-driven trolling motors is definitely a lot harder to install than one of these, because you actually have to feed the new line in where the old line ran. And I found out with that way, it's easier if you cut the old trolling motor cord out and then tape the new one to it, and then feed it out that way. To where you can get the new existing cord in there. And I'm just making sure that I get this tightened down enough. To where it'll have a good strong hold on there. cord isn't going anywhere either. Even on those windy, rough days, it's not moving, it's not going anywhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the handle and then install that to the cord itself. It's almost like a dog chain that you chain a dog up outside. That's the same material that they're using for this cord. Not really sure where the other screw went. This small little kind of lock screw is what I'd call it, that goes into the part that actually holds the cable and the handle. But all you're gonna do is just kind of let it stick out just a little bit, not much, and then you're just gonna take your Allen wrench and tighten it down as much as you can into that cord to where it's not gonna slip or go anywhere. But I mean, it'll pull enough to where you'll think that you're actually gonna bend that Allen wrench, but it won't bend. And then there's a little black cap that you'll put on to kind of hide that cord being in there. But that's really all there is to it as far as installing the handle. And then it comes with a little Velcro piece to where you can attach the handle when you're driving somewhere, or when you're not actually using the handle itself, just to kind of keep it out of the way and from blowing around. But other than that, I mean, that's really the install of the handle on the XI5 Motorguide. It'll just make it a lot easier to be able to pull the trolling motor up out of the water. I will do an on the water test with the handle as far as taking it up and out of the water and putting it into the water, to kind of show how much easier it is with the handle than having to pull up on the top of the trolling motor to be able to take it out of the water. But that's the complete install of the Gman handle on the XI5 Motorguide.